It's been a year or two or longer, but at least a year with this pandemic since I've seen you, since I've hung out with you in person, since we've gotten to goof around, since we've gotten to philosophize, since we've gotten to argue or debate. I don't know which friend you are that's watching this right now, but yeah, you are missed. Um, Pempa and Gemini have been in our little pandemic bubble doing our thing. Uh, People ask me how the pandemic has been for me or how things are going right now, and I'd say things are pretty exciting, right? Isn't it exciting? Like, I can go to my local King Supers, I can go to Old Town Arvada, I can go to a high school, and I might get shot. Someone could just shoot me, like that's exciting. Like thrilling, right? Thrilling, life in danger. I could go to a building, like I could just go to an apartment building and it just collapse on me. Cross a bridge, could cross a footbridge, pedestrian footbridge, and could just fall into the highway. It's like so exciting to live in America right now, right? It's like, for thrill seekers like me, people who like to take risks with our life, just living and walking around in this society is a constant fucking risk. Oh man. Yeah. So that's the exciting stuff. And then there's the sad stuff, which is basically all the exciting stuff, right? It's the kind of collapse of an empire, is what I would say is going on right now. And it's pretty depressing, and it's pretty painful, and it's pretty brutal at times. Um, and it's unavoidable. You can't hide from it. That's what climate change is. That's what racism is. That's what inequality is. It's what all these problems that these damn progressives keep complaining about. There's a reason. There's a reason that we're like, hey, we should treat each other well. We should take care of each other. We should put our resources into like healthy, happy, vibrant communities because everyone benefits. And when you don't do it, you get this. You get theft on the rise. You get, can't park your car at King Supers without worrying about your catalytic converter being stolen. You get, hiding out at your house away from the evils of the world, ordering on Amazon to avoid any human contact. And then your package doesn't even make it to you because the porch pirates got it. So you can try to hide from how the ways our system cause all this suffering. And the richer you are, the better you can hide, the more of a bubble you can create. You can go from your little gated community, going to need your armed entourage escort to get you to your private plane and then land and have your next escort take you to the next gated community. You can do that. That's people do that. It's happening. But even then, it still bleeds over. Even then, you're still at risk. Even then, the suffering that happens from a really, really fucked up system that we consider normal. Like right now, all the stuff that we're witnessing right now is just because of what we think of as a normal system. This is like the results of a normal system. Yeah, it's been supercharged a bit by the pandemic, but pretty much all these problems were here and they were building. And then the pandemic, in a sense, put a little bit of a pause, and it's like we're forgetting the lesson. I think we've completely like blown past the pandemic and forgotten that there's actually a lesson here. And the lesson was that we need to stop. Just completely fucking stop. Because what we consider to be normal behavior is damaging everybody. Even the ones who are doing the best in the society are being damaged by this normal fucking system. So we need to just stop. And we can. We always were told this myth that you can't. No, we have to keep it all running, going. We can stop most of it, right? We figured out what are the essential businesses, what has to actually be there. So we can put a pause on most of it. And then we can take this new abundance of workforce and have that be the thing, the people that make sure the thing that has to run is run, that the things that have to be done get done. But we can split up the work a lot more. It doesn't have to all be on the small group of people. And then that's what the healthy people can do. The people who are the healthiest right now in the society can do that. They make sure that the essential systems run. And then everyone else who is, just kind of getting by to not making it at all, that whole other range of unhealthy, which is the most of us. There's a very small amount of people right now who are like really fully healthy. So the people who are like fully, like really good, doing really well and like doing pretty well, like they can be the ones mostly focusing on running stuff for a little bit, while everyone else who's just not doing well gets that time to focus on healing. We need a big healing pause. And then we can actually restart the society from a healed perspective. That's what I've been advocating for a long time. I've been wanting that for a long time. The pandemic to me was our opportunity for that, but I was pretty clear that we were not going to take that opportunity. But now we're trying to just jump past it and just be like, see, back to normal, back to normal. And there is no back to normal. This is a broken system and it needs to be changed. That's actually why I've currently gotten so excited about the UFO stuff. I don't think a lot of people make the connection. It's just like, why are you into this weird woo-woo shit? But for me, the UFO thing is so important because it's another thing like the pandemic. Like the pandemic made the whole world pause and think about things together for a little bit. UFOs kind of is another global thing that makes us all question and reevaluate and see things differently. And, the pandemic showed us that we actually, we can stop. We can stop like 90% of the shit that we're doing, and it doesn't need to be done. And we can all have this time to reevaluate, to reorganize ourselves, to do our own healing. So that's the first thing. But then the other big rejection of any sort of better world was always that, like, we don't have the technology for it, right? Well, the UFO stuff shows us that the technology does exist. We have, because if, once we get past this whole, is it aliens, what is it, all that, just look at what is powering this thing. How is this thing capable of doing what it's capable of doing? And if this is technology that we can now roll out into our society, how would it change it? How does it affect the whole, oil tycoons, the banksters, the kind of criminal cartels that run our planet that are called corporations and banks and so on? When we apply the technologies that are behind these UFOs, we can actually very quickly start to, equalize. We can provide energy abundance for the planet in a clean, sustainable way. We can get past paving roads and destroying our nature in order to be able to travel somewhere. We can also start to make connections with the other parts of our universe where people live in very differently than how we are. And we can learn from each other. Just like when on Earth, when we first started to go, oh, our little culture's found this little culture over here, and now we're like exchanging ideas, and oh, you guys organize your assessment of reality this way. This is how you categorize things, and this is how we categorize things. And seeing the way you do it and the way we do it, I change my perspective, you change your perspective. We both expand, we learn, we grow more. We've done that, and those of us who've taken advantage of that the most have grown the most as we've learned from each other and come together as one human family. And now we just got to get into that learning that we can get from our galactic family too. So for me, the UFO stuff is very exciting because it's this opportunity to put a shock into the system of what we think is possible and what we think is actually going on, and to start looking at things very differently. Because not on the technology side only, but it also, if you understand the technology that's going on here with the UFO stuff, then you start to understand more about the technology of consciousness and what consciousness actually is. And we get into all the metaphysical stuff, which I think is very interesting, which is why I wanted to create Innovative Yogis in the first place, because these ideas all mesh together and they help us to kind of come to a different way of our daily living. A daily living of interconnectedness, because at the deepest level we can understand that interconnectedness. Our daily living in terms of how we treat things in the world, how we interact with each other, but also with the physical objects in our reality. Because when you see them as all having consciousness, it changes things, right? So there's a big opportunity going on right now, and that is the exciting thing. Not my kind of mocking excitement, but it's exciting that we have a chance to change. And so, yeah, I miss getting to tell this type of stuff to all of my friends who I used to have before pandemic and fatherhood. Now I get to do the thing that I think is most important, which is uh, the the project of raising a human. Which, I've done a lot of projects. You can start a business, you can put on an event, you can create a church group. You can, there's so many projects. My Eagle Scout project. I mean, I've done so many projects in my life. There's nothing like the project of raising another human being. Um, Not only because it's a long fucking term project, it's the rest of his life, and the rest of my life that he's alive. So hopefully those both coincide for a long time. Um, but it's also going to have a huge impact. The way that I raise him is going to be the biggest gift I can give to the general society. If I can provide a healthy, happy human being that is able to uh, help and support the people around him and to contribute the biggest, like his most core essence gift to the world in a way that is shared with as many people as possible. Like if I can help create that in another human being, then that's going to do a lot more good for the society than anything else I've ever done, any other project I've ever done. So that's really, that's where my life's been lately. It's led me to go, okay, I don't have a lot of time because this project is all consuming all the time. And so I'm not seeing people that I used to see as much. I'm not doing things that I used to do as much because I got to rededicate my time. And then the pandemic hit on top of it, so the little bit of interaction I was having just... And so luckily, I already am basically a reclusive person who likes an excuse for why we don't have to meet up. And so, wasn't too hard on me for the pandemic in a certain degree of the fact that I was just staying here more. And Pempa and Jem are with me all the time, so this becomes like, in a sense, a blissful experience. In a lot of ways, the hard part has just been all the emotional energy and trauma work and relational stuff that we've had to do, the three of us together, and learn how to interact with each other better and face these things that are hard to face. And now we have the time to do it, and so there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, just gotta fucking stand up and show up. And so it's been good, but that's also been hard, but really good. From that's the main reason my heart knew that I had to be with Penpa, is because I knew she would always make me better and always challenge me and always be my partner in growth. And so even though growth can be painful, very painful, and so I feel quite lucky. Like I've been privileged before these recent times. I'm still very privileged, and I'm just doing the best I can to try and use those privileges to do something good, raise a good human being. But now I'm starting to come out of that bubble again and come back out and say, these times are fucking crazy. There's big stuff happening. Shit needs to change. And this is not the time to like shirk back and hide. This is the time for all of us to step forward even more and push even harder and to push against what we have taken on as normal. Because being well adjusted to a profoundly sick society is not a measure of health. I think that's how Krishnamurti said it. And that ever since I heard that quote, I was like, holy shit, that encapsulates what I've been trying to figure out and why I am not willing to buy into what our current normal is. So, yeah, I'm going to be trying to reach out a lot more, make more videos. We've had a dream for a long time with this Innovative Yogis venture to create content that helps people. And we've had little fits and starts of it, and we've got little projects that are still on the back burner and slowly building. But I'm hoping to do more, and want to give a special thank you to the people who have become patrons on Patreon. There's only a handful of people, and mostly just like really close people, but we love you and we appreciate you being the first ones and sticking with us and supporting us even as we've been in lulls and not producing much content or not sharing many special things. I just, the way I think of it is when someone becomes a patron of Innovative Yogis, you're, you know, you're getting this opportunity to support and like fund the shifting of the consciousness by supporting energy that's trying to do something different. And you get to be part of that through your support. And then, you know, you fuel us, not only with money. Most people we've been trying to get people to sign up for $1 a month. And if we could get everyone we know that loves us and cares about us and feels like we give some value could put $1 a month, then we could be doing pretty well in terms of having some base finance to focus our time fully on getting better at this and creating more courses, creating more videos, creating more content that helps people. So yeah, I feel very fortunate there's anyone who's even signed up to do that because it's not at all our current marketing. You know, our capitalist scheme is like, all right, you get $3, you get a signed this. You get $5, you get a copy of the book. You get $10, you know, like we don't really have any. It's like if you like what we're doing and you want to support us, there's, you know, sign up and be a patron and give a little bit of money, whatever makes sense for you, and we'll use that to, you know, not only amplify what we're saying and help spread that to more people, but we're going to keep identifying people who are doing good work and are helping people and try and amplify their voice as well. So if you want to be part of that, please do check out our Patreon and join us there. And if not, don't worry. You know, our goal has never been to like have any sort of paywalls. Our goal is to make things and then get them to anyone who will receive it in a way that'll help them. If it's not going to help you, we don't want to push it on you. If it is helpful, we want you to take it and do whatever is good for it with you, or good with it for you, so that you can have the most benefit. So yeah, that's what we're up to. And this is an update of me just rambling in front of a camera because I miss y'all. And we haven't sent an email in a long time, and it's really hard to write all this down and then edit it and everything. You know, and then I start getting worried about wanting everything to be so perfect. And I figure if I can just record this, get to say hi, get to give you the update, and then you can, you know, or the email I write can be very short, so you'll notice that. So thank you for anyone who's taken the time to watch and listen, and Pempa and Jem and I all do appreciate you in our life and your support and your love, and we send a lot of love to you as well. Mwah! Namaste.